Alright, okay. And then, let's go. Let's fucking go. Alright. I brought Cinnamon Toast Crunch down with me and didn't eat any of it. So Stan, I'd like to take this time to ask you about your religious beliefs. Just fucking kidding, I don't care.
Well, you see, there is no physical evidence of God.
Correct.
I honestly believe in God, honestly.
Okay. Yeah.
Even though there's no physical proof.
Yeah, of course.
I also listen to a 1,000-year-old book.
Yeah, of course.
The only reason I have to wait my daughter.
Dude, that's the most... That's like the worst thing ever. People would be like, okay, so you haven't done this, right? And it's like, yeah, of course. And it's like, why? It's because God told me to. And it's like, you didn't assault this woman because it was wrong, but because God told you so.
You're telling me you didn't rape your daughter because...
You're good.
So, not because you just thought it was weird?
Also, I love your username. My goodness. Damn, I have a lot of these. Oh, watch this. Boom. Bada bing, bada boom. Did I accidentally pick the wrong map? I might have. It happens. Also, I hope... Oh yeah, okay, I did. I hope you get better. I know life is hard right now. We live in troubling times. Dude, you remember how in 2016 everyone was like, oh my god, this is the worst year ever? Yeah. I remember that. People do be saying that every year. But 2016 was a rough year. Oh wait, you're what? 2016 was because that was our transition into high school, which was terrible. At least for me, I don't know about you. My transition into high school was not good. Oh yeah, my bad. I do. How are you? Yeah, they're not. I apologize. I'm gonna eat some Cinnamon Toast Crunch real quick. I just did. What are you gonna do about it?
My daughter wanted to eat breakfast this morning because she'd be locked up in a cage.
Yeah. Tell us how you really feel.
What is your YouTube channel? I did not find it.
I think it's either Yo Boy Zoots or I'm Zoots. I can't remember which. Oh god. Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm not sure which one it is, because I remember I changed it, but I don't remember which I changed it to. So, because it was like my old screen name, and I was like, ew. God, my aim is atrocious. The garden!
I'm guessing it's not I'm Zeus, because I can't find that.
It is I'm Zoots, apparently. Thank you. Nothing should be capitalized. I have no idea what my profile... I was gonna say, I don't know what my profile pics. I do remember. How are you doing? I stream a lot. I stream like twice a day. Well, twice a day every couple days. And I stream a bunch of different stuff. Dude, we should stream together. Then we can make I don't know. I would love to make videos, I just don't have the software to do so. Gift! You should get Slime Rancher. Then we could do Slime Rancher streams and we just... I do. Pro streamer, Pog. I don't know. Pog in chat, yes. Wow, you have 2 people in your stream? Absolutely poggers. Nice. Oh, Stan! You're dying. Thank you. Of course. Yeah, they're not here for me. Or the gameplay. They're here for your singing. Oh, I didn't know that. Interesting. Wait, what? Is it? No, yeah, I didn't know that. Oh, I had no idea. Dude! Yo, I'm about to start making YouTube videos. It'll be like stupid shit too. It'll be like compilation of me dying. it won't be good gameplay. I just need a PC, but I'm poor, and I was gonna ask for a PC or at least a laptop for Christmas, and then I was like, but a VR set. What I'm gonna do is get a job and save up for my own laptop. That way, cause like. I also want to get the right one. You know what I mean? Like, I want to get a good one and not some piece of shit. So, I figured I'd just save up and buy it my own. Really? Well, I don't plan on gaming on the PC. I just want to do like art and shit on it for the most part. Well, I died. Can you revive me, or do I have to use a self? Okay. I don't play Fortnite anymore. I used to play Fortnite, and I was bad at it. Yeah. I was... It's just, it got... I mean, it's already a repetitive game. And... It's the same, well, it's the same thing over and over again, and like, that was fine for a while, like, it worked for them for a while, and then it just got boring, and then there was the really long season, and it was just like, chapter, yeah, and it was kind of, like, that was when I dropped out of it, and I was like, yeah, I don't really want to play anymore. I don't know. I haven't played. I didn't really play it much either during the first chapter, I guess. I don't know. And yeah, I like didn't play it at all during that time, and I finally got it during chapter 2 because I was like, okay, people really like this. I'll try it out, you know. I know, and I finally, like, I started to kind of get good. I started to kind of learn how to, like, build and shit, and then I was like, actually, this is boring. So, I didn't really get an authentic experience, I guess. It was just kind of like, I joined, played for a season, I had a great time, it was fun, and then I was like, alright, now what? And it was the same thing again, and I was like, okay. I'm done. This game is not free. I don't know how much this game is. Is it 20? 15? Yeah, it's 15 or 20. If you get it on sale, it's like $7. Sticky bomb! This is like one of the only long-range scientists, but it does so much, like, the normal scientist will do like 40 damage, this one does like, what, 20 on a critical hit? I know, it's terrible, but like, it's the only long-range one. That's the thing too, is I prefer being healers. Die, man, just die. And it's just, this one's like, on a critical hit, I think my max is 24. Which is, like, literally nothing. And that's really annoying. One thing I did like about Fortnite, I will say, is that, like, there wasn't really a level system. Like, you could jump into a game and, like, get a legendary, like, it was not that's like, yeah, like, it's not like it was right, it just means right, that was something, which I guess, it's not unique to Fortnite, but, like, I'm really glad, yeah, I understand. Like, that's just how it seems to be, like, not lately, but you know what I mean, like, oh, you bought better units, you're, like pay to win games, I guess, is the best way to describe it. Yeah. Yeah. It was a good time waster for a while, and then I kind of just, like, was like, no. Yeah, it did feel good to win. I don't know. I won a lot. Yeah, I've won a bunch of solo games. Yeah. Was I? I don't remember streaming anything on Fortnite. Yeah, I remember one game I, like, joined and then didn't pay attention the whole game and just sat in a bush, and then I realized, I was like, oh my god, there are 2 people left, and I just killed him and moved on, which was really weird. Yeah, I wasn't, like, I didn't, like, even count it as a win, because I was, like, I didn't even do anything. I just kind of sat there on my phone, because I got distracted.
One of Greg's wins, he was hiding in a shack, and then I remember he came out and just started chucking grenades like the last guy. I'm like, dude, that's not a win.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the most amount of kills I've ever had a game was, like, 12. But I don't think I won that game. I think I was just popping off for no reason.
The most I've had in a game that I won was 14, but the most I had in a game that I lost was 17.
Damn. I think the most in a game I've won was like 8. Yeah. Not great. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, my healer. Well, okay, this is the first round we've done in a while. We're warming back up into it, so it's cool. Alright, okay, alright. Oh, you're dead. Well, damn, oof. Alright, okay, we can do better. I was unfocused, I was talking about Fortnite. Alright. Yeah, but, I don't know, I played Fortnite for a while, and I just didn't, particularly love it. Also, if you want to drop your channel, that's fine, I'll go back through the comments and, add you. I understand, but like for me, I don't know. I have just such a pea brain that if what I'm doing isn't, I don't even know how to describe. It's not that, oh, damn. It's not that like the game isn't entertaining or like whatever. It's just that there's so much happening on screen. What to focus on? Chompers. I think. What's up? Alright. Well, let's try again on normal. Just to warm up into it, because I haven't even played this game in a while. Ugh.
Like, you saying that too, like, I don't need to warm up for this, I'm just fucking shooting things.
I guess, I don't know, I just like, there's so much happening on screen, there's so much happening on this, like on the screen at one time that my brain can't always, like stay with it, if that makes sense.
Just shoot, man.
No, I know, but like, I don't even know how, like, my brain is like almost delayed. If that makes sense. I don't know how to explain it. It's just not great.
I understand Michael's like that, like, he just, I don't want to say it, but he's pretty bad at games, like, if he's not, like, super focused, he wouldn't, like, be able to do anything.
Yeah, like, I can,
Shooter, he's decent at his Call of Duty, which is, like, one of the easiest shooters ever.
yeah, like, I can do stuff, I just, like, I don't do it in real time. Like, that's when, like, if I'm watching a video and someone asks me a question, or like we're watching a video and someone asks me a question, I'm like 5 seconds late. And it's not that I'm not paying attention, it's just that, like, essentially I just lag as a human being. And I understand that that's really frustrating. Like, for Greg in particular, he finds it kind of frustrating because, like, if he asks a question, he wants a response. Like, I understand that. But it's just really hard for me to do that sometimes. It's not that I'm, like, uninterested. I just, like, can't always put my full, like, that's the thing, is, like, I'll be in a live stream with him or whatever, and because we play Persona on stream, or in share plays for the most part, and he'll talk during a cutscene, and he'll ask me a question during the cutscene, and I don't respond until after the cutscene, and he'll get upset. I'm like, I understand that you've played this and you know what's gonna happen, but I haven't. You have to understand that, like, these are new characters. Like, I've seen Persona 5. Like, I know all the characters that were in Persona 5 almost to a T, I guess. Like, I know most of them. I follow a lot of, like, accounts on Persona 5. Like, I know the characters. But they added new characters in Persona 5 Royale. So, I'm, like, in a cutscene with this new character trying to figure them out. And he'll be talking, and he'll get mad when I don't respond. And I'm like, dude, I can't. I don't even know if that's just me or, like, a people thing in general, but I just can't. I can't do those two things at once. Yeah, I'm so bad at multitasking. I'm so bad. Like, the only thing I can really multitask is, like, drawing and, like, eating. That's, like, the main thing. And that's not because, like, oh, I can just multitask. It's because I've built it up in, like, the repetitiveness of when I'm drawing, I normally am also eating something. So I just naturally kind of was like, oh, okay. I'm so bad. I'm so bad at multitasking. It's really frustrating for me too, because, like, I understand it's frustrating for other people because sometimes two things just need to get done at once. Like, it just has to happen. And I understand that, but, like, I can't do it. Like, if it's frustrating for you, it's frustrating for me. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I understand that's not always the case, but in this situation, like, I can't do it, and that's really frustrating for me as well. Because it's not like I'm deliberately trying to be difficult or like unhelpful, or you know what I mean? Like I just can't do everything that's being asked of me. That's why like big lists and like big meals freak me out.
A meal? Just eat what you want to eat.
No, I know, but like I get really overwhelmed because there's just so much there. Like, not only do I just not eat a lot in general, but if I had like a big, like, pancakes is a good example. If I have like a really big pancake, I can't eat it. It's just too overwhelming, and I don't know why. There's no... That's the thing too, is like I cut it down into smaller pieces and I'm like, this is still overwhelming, but I'll make the exact same amount. I'll use the exact same amount of batter and just make smaller pancakes and I'm fine. I don't know what it is. It's just it's so bizarre. Like, yeah, I don't know if that's like a thing or like that's just me or what, but well, I've never met anyone with that issue, I guess, I should say, rather. Well, I should say I've never seen anything like that out of anyone else before. And I just get really overwhelmed super easily, and I haven't figured out like, a certain teacher of mine is really bad at organizing her class, and I don't say that just because like I don't like her or whatever. Like, I'm not the only one. Like, nice. Even like teachers think her class is organized really poorly, and it's because she just compiles a big ass list of everything, doesn't explain, because she organizes it, quote unquote, organizes it. What? Oh God, Sabine. Right, but like the way I don't know how to explain. The way she does it is like, there's a section of like stuff you're supposed to do and stuff you're not supposed to do, right? Like, you're only supposed to do certain things, and only certain things that you are supposed to do will be graded. So of course, people are gonna want to do the stuff that needs to be done and will be graded first. You know what I mean? Like, people are going to want to do that rather than anything else because that's their grade. Which... Oh, I forgot people can just join. Which is fine. Like, that itself... Self-paced work, people do what they want first. That's a great idea. But the way she organizes it, I never know what the fuck needs to get done because she doesn't label anything. So it's just this big list of things, but I can't tell what is what, and it's really overwhelming because at that point I'm just looking at a list having no idea what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, and I've gone to a counselor to see if they will or if she can make like a separate list that's like more specific. Cause that list works for some people, like, that works for certain people, and that's fine, like, I get it. It clearly works for her, but it doesn't work for me. And that's one thing that's really frustrated me about, like, I don't want to say the school system, because I don't really know if that's an accurate, like, way to describe it, but, like, I've always been told, like, oh, well, you just have to adapt to the way that teacher teaches. And I'm like, but what if that doesn't work for me? Like, what do I... Like,
the adapting part is true.
Like...
You gotta adapt to all kinds of different stuff.
Well, yeah, I understand to a point. But, like, what if because that's how her class is for me. Like, there's just no way that... The way she's organizing it, there's no way that's gonna work for me. And I know that. That's why I went to a counselor so early on, because I told him, I was like, I can pass this class. I know I can pass this class, because the work isn't hard. I just need to know what I'm doing. And that's all it is. Like, her teaching in person is fine because I can directly answer questions, immediately get an answer. I can ask another classmate and it's all good. But it's as soon as I'm on my own that I'm like, okay, now what am I supposed to be like, that's why I like paperwork as opposed to online work. Facts. Yeah, I don't understand why we're even back. Like, I understand for some, like, culinary, you have to be in there because you have to be cooking food and you have to be in the lab. That makes sense. But, like, why am I going to English in person? Like, why? Yeah.
I don't care if it's working over grade. I don't care. I just want everything in person. If you're gonna do in person, do everything in person.
Yeah. Or like, yeah, it's really frustrating too because like teachers will give out work and they'll be like, okay, do this by Friday, and then they'll also give something online. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, it's like, so the work for like for the online students, we all have to do. Like, what? No. If we're doing it for school, we should not do the online.
Or it should just be the same assignment.
Yeah.
Due at the same time. That way, like, each student...
They'll be like, oh, yeah, did you guys do the online assignment that I assigned Tuesday? Like...
No. No, it's like, okay, so let's say an example is an essay that we're doing. An essay we have to do. And let's say that you're in B group, right? So you get your document on Monday, right? You get your assignment on Monday, you get it through an email, okay? You get the document and you start writing. Thursday and Friday are your days to go in and ask questions. But you're still working on the same assignment. And same goes for the A group, where it should be, okay, Tuesdays and Wednesdays are your days to go in and ask questions and write. And then Thursday and Friday is, if you still need time to work on it, do your cleanup work and finish that assignment. And if you don't, okay. Like, you're done. Like, that's how it should be. Assigning us 2 different assignments for in-person and online is not gonna work. It's not. Then they're gonna, like, teachers are gonna realize...
Fail this year, but so I can fail this year, but they're not going back in the law in Ohio or today, I can't remember, where is it the student left behind law or whatever, where you fucking fail and then don't get help back or whatever. Like, no matter what, you're gonna go to the next grade. So that's probably gonna happen to me, and I'm gonna do credit recovery. I'm gonna plus ask for credit recovery next year.
That's what Amber's gonna have to do because she's failed like 4 years in a row.
And I'm not gonna have to do it because I'm a bad student. I'm gonna have to do it because I have no other choices. I can't do online work. I can't do work online at all. It's like it's terrible. I'm not gonna check Schoology every day. I'm not gonna
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like,
the document and then edit the document and shit like that.
it's just like, that's the thing, is I do all my work while I'm in school. Like, I bust ass during my lunch and during my advisory, which we have every day now. I bust my ass during that time. I bust my ass during the, like, every second of the day, I'm working. Other than that, I'm at home. Like, I'm at home, I do my cleanup work if needed.
At home is my free time. I'm not doing work at home.
Yeah. Like,
It's torture. It is literally just so dumb. Because school is where work is to be done. Home is for home problems.
well, like, that's the thing, is,
My relaxing time.
that's the thing, is teachers don't understand, like, or I guess maybe not don't understand, but just don't think about, like, a lot of people have jobs. Like, they can't sit here for 2 hours and write this essay. That's why you have to teach it in your room when you have the opportunity, especially during COVID time, because, well, okay, let's say like you have to write, you have to like read a chapter, and yeah, you have to like read a chapter and answer like, I don't know, like a page worth of questions. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah. It's just like,
Science homework or self-study.
yeah, it's just like we don't have the time.
It doesn't take a lot more time, but it's a lot harder than an essay. An essay is like, it's usually overstuffed.
Well, that's the thing too, is an essay, you can just, an essay really, if you need to, if it comes down to it, you can just bullshit your way through it. Like, you can just pick a side. Like,
An essay is like, it's just what did you do in the quarter? Oh, you read 2 books, write about those 2 books.
yeah, essays are easy, yeah. But, like, it's really frustrating that teacher, like, I have,
Teachers are just doing their job, you know? Like, some of them are dicks, but a lot of them are just doing their job.
I understand, but it's still at the same time, it's like, no teacher is required to give us homework. That's not a thing, that's not a requirement.
Yeah.
That's not, like, people say it's a thing, it's not. Nowhere does it say, yeah, it's not required, and it's like, if it was, then the teachers who aren't giving us homework would be giving us homework. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Mr. Dalton would have given us homework if it was a thing, but it's not. Therefore, some of the teachers need to stop assigning us so much fucking work. And it's
Because they'll give us homework, and, oh, we'll just have an hour or 2 of free time. But, like, a lot of people play games, and, like, that used to be a lot of time for games like Mario. Yeah, an hour Mario. You can get a lot done in an hour of an old Mario game, right?
well, like, that's the thing too, is a lot of people,
A match lasts 20 minutes.
yeah, like, people, I think people forget, like, or just don't understand that, like, this is a point in our lives where just we, in general, we need it. We need it. We need the time to just relax. There's,
I take break days. That's why I didn't go to school today. I needed a day to relax. I couldn't do it.
yeah, I understand completely. It gets a lot. Like, my mom, I guess, just doesn't understand, like, I am stressed beyond belief. Like, I have to deal with a lot of stuff that my mom has never had to deal with. Like, my parents are divorced. I switch between houses. I have 2 houses to manage. I have a house with 2 parents, 2 dogs, and 1 stepbrother that's only there like 1 day a week. And I have a house with 2 parents, no animals, and 3 brothers, the youngest being 1 year old and the oldest being 9. Like,
I couldn't switch houses like that. I could not do it.
it's not easy. It's not easy, I'll tell you that. It's not easy. It's really fucking stressful. I've done it since I was 4 or 5. I've been doing it for years. But it's really stressful because you know what you have to do when you do that is you're switching an environment that you've been in for a week. You're completely switching it up, and you're completely switching it up, and by the time you get comfortable in your new environment, you're switching out of it again. So there's just, it's really hard, and it's not like I mean, I do have the option, of course, but I don't really have the option to just, like, pick one, you know what I mean? Like, I'm so used to it that to this point where I was staying with my dad for 2 weeks, or 3 weeks, however long it was, I was, like, going crazy. I was so sick of them. But, and like spending time with my mom for 2 weeks now, I'm sick of her, I'm tired, like, I want to go back. But at the same time, it's extremely stressful because I'm balancing 2 different lives, because I don't show the same, like, person, you know what I mean, like, I know, but it's just, it's kind of how it is, like, my mom sees a very different side of me than my dad does, and my dad sees a very different side of me than my mom does, and even between, like, step-parents, like, my step-parents see a very different me, and it's not even on purpose necessarily, it's just kind of how it is and how it's always been, and it's really hard. it's really hard, like, balancing, you know, like, yeah, the houses are very different. It's really hard. And it's like, that's like one of the biggest stressors in my life, and it always has been, and it's just because I've never really been able to get comfortable in any environment. I've never been able to like really just sit and be comfortable in one place, and it's really stressful. Like, it's why I don't really like vacationing for a long time, if that makes sense. Also, I'm done with my quest, so let's switch to not this one. But vacations are really annoying to me because it's me doing the same thing I always do, but like a longer drive. Like, and with more people. Like, I'm doing the exact same thing I always do, but it's more uncomfortable because trying to think. Like, vacationing is really just annoying for me because, again, like, I'm going somewhere for a week, normally, a week or two, with more people, so it's more crowded. I'm in a house or a place that I don't know, and it takes forever to get there. Like,
Yeah, but these are the really big and fun things that you can't do at
I know, but just generally for, like,
the place or, like at like the hotel or whatever.
well, yeah, just for me, like, it's just not fun. Like, I do not like vacations. Hold on, I have to see if there's a specific place I need to go.
You will enjoy the vacation that you're gonna have after you graduate.
No, yeah, like, that'll be fine because that's with people that I've chosen to be with. And decided, like, yeah, I want to be here, like, right, like, I've got a say in it. Are we doing hard or normal? Okay. Like, I get a say in it, like, I get to be with people who know me, like, you know me, which I can't really say that my parents do, or my family does, like, they know a basic outline of me, sure, but not, yeah, I just, like, they don't really know me. And I know that's not, like, and I know they know that. It's not easy for them. But it's like, it's gotten to the point, like, my dad understands that, like, I kind of need to be just, like, left alone. Like, I'm not really, I'm not really, like, ever going to be, okay. I'm just, like, I'm not really, like, I'm always kind of in my room or in the basement in either house. Like, I'm always just kind of by myself. And it's not necessarily because, like, oh, I don't want to be around my family. It's just that, like, I need that time. Like, I'm constantly being pressured by school, by, you know what I mean? Like, I need to be alone. And that's something my dad understands, but doesn't really like. If that makes sense. Like, he knows I need my alone time. And most of the time he blames it on me being a girl. He's like, I know you're gonna do girl shit. And I'm like, girl shit? What do you mean? What do you think? I'm just like, I always want, like, I know he's not serious, but I always think about it like, if he's serious, what the fuck does he think I'm doing? Like, just like making my period start through witchcraft or some shit? Like, I mean, we do be on some weird shit sometimes, but it used to be my dad, but my dad's become more lenient over the years because he's kind of realized that, like, because me and my dad are very similar in, like, I guess our past is the best way to put it. Like, our life situation, especially at our ages, are very similar. Like, he switched back and forth for a while with his parents until he finally chose to just stay with his mom. He had the siblings that he took, like, he was the oldest while my mom was the baby. So dad understands, like, the sibling, being the oldest sibling, like, responsibilities, and that's something my mom definitely doesn't get, because, like, that's the I was talking to her the other day about, like, my brothers borrowing shit, because they borrow my chargers a lot, and it bugs me because they broke one of my chargers, and that's the charger that I take back and forth to my houses. Like, that's the only charger I have for my phone, and they messed it up, so I have to, like, put it in at an angle, and I was complaining about it in the car one day. I was like, man, they broke my only charger, they took it without my permission, and she was like, oh, they don't just take stuff? And I was like, no, they don't just take my shit, they have to ask. Like, because I told her, too, like, if they try to use my Switch charger without asking me, I just unplug it. Like, they know that. They know that I'll just unplug it. So they stopped doing that, they'll start asking now. And I was like, okay. So you understand, like, they understand. And she was like, oh, they don't just take it? Because that's what I did. And my dad, when I told him that, he was like, oh yeah, that's what you should do. You should just unplug it or just, like, hide it. So, like, and he was like, take it with you when you go to your mom's. That way, like, you know exactly where it was and stuff. And it's just, like, it's small stuff like that where I'm like, yeah, my mom doesn't, like, my parents are divorced. My dad's parents were divorced. My mom's parents have been married for, like, still going strong.
My dad didn't know that, so basically, like, and then my mom was like, oh, we didn't marry, she was on good, she married things back, and then she married us, kind of thing. I don't know exactly how it went, but something like that. And then my mom, her parents were married, like, 48 years, actually, 2 months ago, actually.
Yeah, it's just like,
I don't think my mom knows what it's like to have to
yeah, it's hard, like, it's hard, like, you can't really, like, you can explain it, obviously, but it's like, just imagine, like, having to, like, sometimes you just have to pick one, like Christmas. Yeah. Right, like, that's a thing, is, like, right, like, my mom, she's never had to pick, like, oh god, whose house am I going to for the holidays? And, like, that's something I think about every year, where I'm like, okay, who is it this year? Like, who do I want to be with this year? Do I want to hang out with my friends? What's the bet? Do we have to go to that fucking Target? Alright, you stay here, I'll go. I know, but it's not going away. It has health still, so I'm just gonna assume we have to beat it. You can stay up there, I'll get it.
I used to stay around with my dad, and I still do, but I don't know if he's more strict than my mom or not, because I have lived with him since I was, like, 8.
Yeah.
I don't know what his rules are, like, and would I be allowed to sit in my room all day, like I do over here if I lived with him?
Yeah. This is a thing that it really frustrates me too, is having two parents. People are always like, oh, but you have 2 Christmases, so it evens out. And I'm like, not really. At all. Actually. So. Like.
Actually, both my
Yeah, facts. What the fuck? But it's really frustrating because a lot like that's something I think Greg too. Because even Greg having parents like that. No, because right, he doesn't have siblings, and he has just always lived with his mom. Like, he never really, not that I know of at least, he's never like switched back and forth. He's just kind of always been with his mom. And like, he'll visit his dad every once in a while. And like, his family isn't even here. Like, he doesn't have to like choose between like a family, you know what I mean? Like, his family lives up in Fremont, and I understand he goes up there for some of the holidays, but like, he still doesn't like choose between his dad or his mom. He just like goes to his mom's fan. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't mean to say like, oh, Greg's privileged or whatever, or Greg's blah blah blah. But like, I look at Greg's life, you know what I mean? Like, I know I have a pretty good life. I don't have to worry about food. I don't have to worry about like electricity. I don't have to worry about like my water randomly stopping one day. I don't. That's not something I have to worry about. And I understand that. But when I look at some of the shit that Greg does and like his complaints, like not again, like not mental health wise, but like just like family, I'm like, really? Like, he has like a semi-racist grandma and like that's it. And I'm like, and he has like a cousin who's been like banned from a couple stores up there, and it's like, really? He's like, I don't even know that cousin that well. I'm like, okay. He's not even necessarily, it's not even just complaining. It's just like when I think about like, cause it's mostly shit with his mom, obviously. Like, he gets into fights with his mom. Like, I don't want to say a lot, but well, it's different because like I talk to my mom that way sometimes too, but my mom is an asshole to me. Like, my mom speaks to me with total disrespect, and Greg's mom doesn't do that. Like, she'll be like, why were you late? Like, she won't even be like super pissed or whatever. She'll just be like, I was waiting in the parking lot forever, and she'll be like slightly annoyed, and he'll like go off on her. I'm like, bro, you said you'd be outside. Well, I do that too, like, well, that really annoys me, because I do that shit to him too, because like, he'll be late by like 20 or 30 minutes, and I'm like, dude, you were supposed to be here, like, why weren't you here? And I understand if it was like traffic or something, but then text me that and tell me, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care if you're late, just like, let me know. And I got really frustrated with him one day, and he's like, well, it's not my fault, it's not my fault. And I'm like, I know it's not your fault. I know you weren't driving the car. I know you're not responsible for the other people driving the car. Don't be a douche. I just want to know where you were. Like, I just want to know. Like, if you're going to be late, that's fine. I don't give a shit. Just tell me. You know what I mean? Like, because, like, if I pulled that shit on my dad where I was like, oh, I'll be out in a second, and I was like 10 or 15 minutes late, I'd probably be grounded. Like, he'd be pissed at me. Or my mom would be pissed at me. Like, they would just be upset. And, like, they might not ground me, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, they'd be upset. Rightfully so. Like, especially without an explanation, and even with an explanation, it's still annoying. But it's just like, don't be a dick, dude. Yeah, that's mostly how my dad is. Like, if I give him an explanation, and it's like legit, like, oh, like the line was too long, we couldn't get out when I thought we were going to, I'm sorry, like that kind of thing. He's generally pretty cool about it. If it's like, oh, I got distracted, he'll be kind of pissed, but like, for the most part he's understanding because he has like the ADHD too, so he'll be like, okay, but like, don't fucking do that again. But, I don't know. That's the thing too, is like Greg, from what I've seen, doesn't, like, he has depression, we know that, he has anxiety, but he definitely, like, I don't know, but I don't think he has, like, ADHD like I do, like, I don't think he has anything like OCD. Yeah, like, that's the thing too, is I just get distracted because I just, fundamentally, something in my brain can't always focus, like, yeah.
Like, you can't do that. Like, you've got to turn off the music. That was one thing that I learned in math class. He always had an earbud in his teeth. Keep that out. You gotta listen to your teacher, bro.
I would have an earbud in after shoot, like, if we were just doing work, then I would have an earbud in.
She'd be, like, at the door. He's, like, sitting right in front of her, looking up at her with an earbud in.
Yeah. It's like, bro.
But when I'm listening to music, I'm listening to music.
Yeah, same. Like, and he's also, like, one thing I will say about dating him that's really hard for me is that he needs constant reassurance that, like, I still want to be with him, you know what I mean? Like, and I get it. I understand that, like, you want to make sure, but it's like, dude, I can't. Like, he's so... And again, like, I understand some people are just needy, but, like, oh my god. Like, I'll be like... And that's the thing about me being, like, a late responder, is he'll be like, oh, blah, 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 and I'm like, oh, yeah, like 5 seconds later or so, or 10 seconds later, however long it is. Or I'll be like, or if I'm really distracted, I'll be like, I'm sorry, can you repeat that? I was zoned out. And he'll get, like, upset. He'll be like, you just don't want to pay attention to me. And it's like, bro, that's not it. I just can't. There's things going on that I just can't drop. Like, he'll call me during the middle of a match or something, and I'll be like, oh, I can't talk right now. I'll call you after this match or whatever. And he'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, we don't have to call, blah, blah. And I'm like, it's not a big deal, dude. Like, we can do these things, you just need to wait until you can have... It's so upsetting, because he'll be playing a game too, and he'll be like, I'm sorry, I just need to finish this match, and I'm like, okay, cool, I'm here when you're done, you know what I mean? Like, I make it very clear that, like, that's fine, like, just, I don't know. I get it if you need, like, if it's an emergency and you need me to drop everything and you need me to call you right now because you're having a panic attack or you're freaking out or something just happened, I get it. But if you're just calling me to call me, which is what he does, then, like, you're gonna have to wait. I'm sorry. I'm preoccupied, I'm doing something right now, and it's not a slight to you. I'm just doing something.
I'm curious, Greg always says he's not a crier, and I feel like you know if
He doesn't cry much. He gets upset a lot, but he doesn't really cry much. He's not really one for crying. Yeah, I cry a lot, and I don't think it's on purpose, but I think it's just because he's not a crier, but he kind of, like, is like, why are you crying? And I'm like, I just cry, like that was the thing in when we watched Avatar, and not Zuko's tail, but Iroh's tail popped up. I had to like take a break because I was crying, and we had to pause the episode, and I had to take like a 15-minute break because I knew I wasn't gonna be able to focus because I was crying. And he was like, "Are you ready yet? Are you ready yet?" And I was like, "Dude, just I'm going through it right now. I understand it's trivial, but please give me that time." Like, same thing happened in Persona 5. There was like this weird conflict or whatever, and a character got split up, and then there was like the big reuniting scene or whatever, and I cried. Even though I don't even give a shit about that character. I'm just a sucker for emotional shit. And he was like, "Bro, just stop crying." And I'm like, I fucking wish I could. Like, if I... Do you know the absolute, like, mental unit I would be if I could just not cry? Well, yeah, you're right, but I don't know. It just, like, I cry a lot. Like, it's stupid shit, and I know that, like, I'm just kind of a crier. I try not to be a crybaby. Like, I know I get upset about stupid shit sometimes, and it's mostly, like, during my period week, and I just don't have my way, which isn't an excuse, but, like, it's just, it's a hard week. And, like, that's mainly when all that shit happens, and I tell people beforehand, like, look, just, like, bear with me. Like, I'm not crying for a legit reason. I'm just on my period, and this was just, like, the last straw. Like, I don't know what happened, but, like, during the whole, like, during the, like, the peak of the Demario shit, something really small had happened. I had, like, lost something so stupid. It was, like, a colored pencil, and I cried for, like, 2 hours. And it wasn't because the colored pencil, because I didn't care about that. It was because that was the last straw that just... Yeah, like, it just happens, and it's not like, it's not a bad thing, like, it happens, and some people, like, it doesn't happen as much with some people, like, yeah, and there's no shame in that, like, and it doesn't always happen in at a convenient time either, like, sometimes it happens during work or at school, and you just need to cry, and that's fine. Like, that's why I never, like, I don't like crying in people, or in front of people, but I never really, like, I never really was, like, ashamed of crying in front of people, because I was like, look, yeah, like, that's how I feel about it too, where I'm like, I hate this, like, I don't like people seeing me in that position, I guess. But yeah, and I'm an empath, which is like, I don't know if you know what that is. Basically just like you can pick up on people's emotional energies, I guess. It's like the football game when everyone was crying for some reason, I started crying. Well, there were like 3 or 4 people crying, I swear. It doesn't matter. The football game... I remember a couple other people, but it's not important. Like, because you guys were crying, I started crying, and it wasn't because I was sad or like, oh, I wanted the attention. It was just like, damn, everybody's sad. That's kind of scary. Like, not scary, but you know what I mean. It was rough, man.
If everyone's crying, I'm probably gonna try to make a joke like, "Dang, you wanna find the body?" Someone die?
Whoa, who died? They're like mourning someone's grandma.
Wow, that was so funny, Callie.
I know. Jeez, sorry, fuck. Didn't realize y'all were sensitive to grandma jokes, fuck. No, I'm dead serious. I remember. I might get off just because I'm tired of shit and I don't want to wake up at 2 tomorrow because the thing, and I have to. So I'm probably gonna get off. Sorry for venting for an hour. But yeah, of course. Get on here and fucking vent and make dead grandma jokes. Yeah. Alright, man. I'll see you later. And by later, I mean literally. No. No, not 9 hours. Oh, fuck. I was gonna say, please tell me it's longer than 9 hours, because that's how long I'm about to sleep.
Opposite of that number. Not the opposite, but like...
The negative 9?
I did get 9. So, I did...
13.
13, yeah.
13 hours?
Yeah.
Wait, okay.
It's 2, so that would be 3. I
Right.
add 2.
12. 12 hours.
3 and 12 to get 12. It's gonna be 15 hours.
Oh my god.
Wait.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. 15.
Yeah, 15.
I'll see you in 15 hours, man. Good night, bro.
Good night.